Hello guys and welcome back. I'm going to start a new tape, a new series, and we're going to be talking about the arm drag on this series. First one we're going to do is going to be the basic arm drag that I showed on my previous series, where I control his wrist with my left hand on the same side. My opposite hand will cup his elbow as I step into him, already coming to his back. I'm going to show it a little slowly with more details so you can see everything I'm doing. Again, I control his wrist. As I step into him with my right leg, my right arm will cup his elbow or triceps, and I take an additional step at the same time that I sit down, throwing my right leg between his legs, already coming to his back. Now the problem is that many people have seen this move already, so I'm going to show you a different variation for the arm drag. Let's pretend that on this one, the opponent won't let me control his arm, and he actually controls my sleeve. Now as you can see, my arm is stuck and his opposite leg is in the front compared to the last move. Here's what we're going to do. My right arm will swing across my chest, just like this. My left hand will cup his elbow like we did before, and instead of taking a step like we did before, my left leg will go flat on the ground as I sit down, just like this. Now my right hand will cup his faraway leg. It's very important that I do this as fast as possible, and I use my head to take him down. One more time, he controls my arm. I swing his arm across my chest, cup his elbow with my left arm, and as my legs go to the floor, I already control his leg with my right arm. Very important, my head will help me push him down to get this opponent to the ground. I'm going to do it one more time in real time so you can see how it should be done. Once again. Alright guys, here we are again. I'm going to be showing you the next position, which is a variation of the previous arm leg using a double leg takedown. Once he controls my sleeve, I wasn't able to break that grip. I'm going to take advantage of that. One more time, I'm going to swing his arm across my chest, cup his elbow with my left hand. But now, as my left leg goes down, I'm going to go a little deeper, a little further away than I did before, trying to reach for his left leg. Previous move, we were cupping his right leg. On this one, we're going to have his left leg. My right leg goes up, my left hand goes behind his faraway leg. Now I close his legs together and take him down. Let me show it to you one more time from a different angle. Once he controls my arm, I'm going to swing his arm, cup that same arm with my left arm, and now I'm going to go in as deep as I can with my left leg, already controlling his right leg. Very important, you want to put your right foot on the floor to be able to pick him up off the floor. This way I get my 2 points and the side control. Gonna show it to you one more time, but now in real time. Once again. Right, guys, here we are again. Now this time I'm going to show you a different variation of the arm drag, but I'm going to finish it off with a single leg takedown. Once again, he grabbed a hold of my sleeve, and as I cupped his elbow, and as I throw my leg to close the distance, he's going to step away from me. Very important, I have to follow that leg as fast as possible so I don't lose that leg. Due to the fact that I'm going to be pulling him, he might step too far away and I don't want that. So again, once he controls, I pull and I have to keep control of that leg. Notice how my hand cups his thigh, and now I'm going to hug his leg with my left arm as well. One more time. He grabs, I cup, go for the leg, and now I hug and stand up at the same time. This is a very important detail. I do not want his leg to turn. I cannot have him face me. So I must keep very tight control of that leg. My shoulder should be on his thigh. And how am I going to put him down? By sprawling and driving my shoulder into his leg. And now I have control of his back. Let me do it one more time. He has my sleeve. I swing, cup, throw my leg, already controlling his leg. My hand goes to the floor, and my right one will be cupping his thigh. I stand up and hug that leg as tight as possible, and as my legs go back, my shoulder will drive into his thigh. And now I have his back. I already got my 2 points for the takedown, and I'm going to try to finish the fight by going to his back. Going to do it one more time in real time. He grabs. Right, guys, here we are again. I'm going to show you now another variation from the arm drag. As he controls my sleeve, I'm going to do the same thing we've been doing so far, swinging his arm and cupping his elbow. As I dive in, I control his leg just like we did before, and I stand up. The difference on this particular move is that I won't be able to take this opponent down. Let's say this opponent has a very good base. Here's what I need to do. I want to make sure that I keep control of that leg as tight as possible. One more time. Now, I'm going to take a step to my right to make sure that I'm as close to his other leg as possible, and then I pull his leg out from underneath him. One more time. He grabs my sleeve. I swing his arm, cup, and go for the leg. Once here, I stand up, hugging his leg, but I couldn't take him down by sprawling back. I take a step sideways, and my left hand goes to his heel, pulling him to me. It's very important on this position, folks, to try to face him. If I go with my right hand, you can see how he's not going to go down. He has his long arms for the base. But if I go with my left arm, now he's going to be facing me, and I'll get my points for the takedown. I'm going to show you one more time in real time. He needs to face me at the end. One more time. He needs to be facing me at the end of the move. Right, guys, here we are again. Gonna be showing you a new position, different variation from the arm drag. It's gonna control my sleeve. I'm gonna do the same thing, swinging, going for the single leg. Now when I try to put this opponent down, let's say he trains a lot of wrestling, he's very good standing up. I don't want to try to get into his game. I'm going to go to what I'm feel comfortable, which is the back. So I'm going to let go of his leg and I'm going to hug his hip, his waist, just like this. Once I'm here, I cannot spend a lot of time. I got to move on very quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw my right arm over his shoulder and my left arm will be under his left arm. And at the same time that I throw my arms over his shoulder, I'm going to throw my chest to his upper shoulder, just like this. At the same time that I do this, I'm not worried about putting the hooks. Here's what I'm going to worry about. My concern is putting my right knee close to his ribs. Just like this, throwing all of my weight on top of his arm to make him go down, already twisting. As you can see, my right leg naturally becomes the hook. All I have to worry is about the second hook now. It is very important when I'm jumping to lock my hands that I keep my arm controlled as tight as possible against his chest. This is the first grip that I'm going to do, and the last one I'm going to have once I have the hooks inside. I cannot let go of this control. Control it very tight so he's not able to break my grip. One more time. He grabs my arm, I swing, go for the single. Couldn't take him down. Hug his hip. Now my concern is to jump without losing his back. My chest should go to his upper back, close to his shoulders. And at the same time that I do that, I'm going to lock my hands together. Jump and lock. When I do this, my right knee is going to be going to the same side of my arm that is over his shoulder, throwing the weight to that side. As he falls, you can see how my right hook is already inside, and all I have to worry about is putting the other one. One more time on the other side. He grabs my sleeve. I go for the single. Let go of the leg. Control his hip. Gonna be throwing all of my weight to get him down. You can see how my right hook is already in. I just have to place the second hook. Make him very tight, pulling him to me, squeezing his chest. And I get my 4 points. Do it one more time in real time. Throw the weight, get the hooks. Right, guys, here we are again. This position, it's going to be a variation from the previous one. We're going to start with the arm drag, going for a single leg, like we have been doing so far. Couldn't take him down, so I'm going to hug his waist. Just like this. Now, with this particular position, let's say that this opponent is a lot taller than me, which is going to change everything since he'll be harder to reach over his shoulder. He's too tall. So here's what I'm going to do. I got to get him down before going to his back. Obviously, I have the option of maybe trying to go for a single leg or a double leg, but I want to get his back. So let's say he doesn't have his hands on the floor, because if he does that, I can do the previous move. Let's say he had a better stance. He was standing up straight a little bit more, which makes it harder for me to control him. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hug him as tight as possible, and both of my feet, the bottom of my feet, will go behind his knees as I jump. Now I cannot waste a lot of time here, or he's going to escape. As soon as I fall down, I must switch my grip over his shoulder, just like this. Now it'll be a lot easier for me to get my hooks. Let's do it one more time. He grabbed my arm. I went for the single leg. Switched to the hip. He didn't put his hands down, because if he does that, I go to his back easy. Let's say he's keeping his posture, standing up. My feet are going to go at the same time to the back of his knees, making sure that I keep tight control of his waist. I jump and kick his legs out from underneath him. Switch the grip as soon as possible, like we have talked about before. One over the shoulder, one under the arm, and then I pull him so I can put the hooks. Gonna do it one more time in real time. Now I have the hooks. Let's do it one more time from a different angle. Now I have his back. Alright guys, let me show you the next move. I'm going to start off from the arm drag, just like we have been doing so far, and I switch to control his waist. Once I get here, there's something that happens very often. Let's pretend that this guy wasn't good standing up. He doesn't have knowledge of judo or wrestling. He's a lot more comfortable on his back. The most common thing that we'll face is him trying to roll to get me into his guard. And what happens there is that I lose his back. So what I'm going to do is, once I have control of his waist, let's say he was too quick and I couldn't get to his back, I have to be aware of this option. As he turns, I'm going to keep my left arm where he was, and my right one will fence just like that, taking my leg as far away as possible. Let's do it one more time, a little bit more slowly. We started off with the arm drag, control the waist. As soon as he tries to roll, take my right arm and put it between his legs, and as he rolls, get my leg away from him, and I have the side control. It is very important on this position, guys, that as he turns and I fence my arm, I kick my left leg as far away from him as possible so he doesn't get me back in the guard. Already controlling him underneath both of his arms on the side control. Let's do it one more time from a different angle. I went for the arm drag, single, control the waist. As he turns, I fence and kick my leg. Already passing his guard. One more time. This way I can pass his guard one more time. Alright guys, here we are again. Gonna show you another variation from the arm drag. Once he controls me, I shoot in for the legs and switch to his waist. But now, this opponent is very worried about me getting his back. So all he's going to do is startle up, just like this. What do I have to do? I cannot keep my control around his waist. I want to try to get to his back as quick as possible. So what I'm going to do, the hands from the same side to where my body is will go over his shoulder, and I'm going to lock him up just like this. This is very important so I can get his back. Now he's worried about me choking him. So he's going to start controlling my arm just like this to stop the choke. So here's what I'm going to do. My right knee will go under his armpit. Now I start using my elbow to bring his arm to me. At the same time, I use my arm in front of his face, and now I have space to put my leg over his head and get the arm lock. Let's do it one more time. I went for the arm drag, single, now the waist, and he turtles. As I lock it up, going for the choke, he defends. Gonna pull his arm with my elbow and place my knee under his armpit at the same time. Now I want to make sure that I create space for my leg to go over his face, and now we have a very tight arm lock. Gonna do it one more time in real time so you can see. Let's do it one more time. Right guys, here we are again. Gonna show you a variation from the previous move. Gonna start off with the arm drag. As we go for the back, he's gonna defend by turtling up. And now once I have my arms locked, instead of trying to defend the choke, he's gonna try to grab my leg, just like that. As soon as he grabs my legs, I'm gonna pinch his arm with my knees, locking that arm in place. Now I'm gonna go for a triangle, making sure that the leg that is closer to his head will go over the opposite one. Just like that. Now I'm gonna open my knee and throw my hip on his elbow, getting an arm lock. It is very important on this move that my calf and the lower part of my leg doesn't go over his wrist, or he'll free that arm up. As soon as it gets close to his wrist, I gotta stop my legs and now just use my hip. If I keep sliding, he will be able to get that arm out of there. Let's do it one more time. Go for the arm drag. He turtles. Once here, I want to lock. I pinch his arm as soon as he tries to grab my leg. Close a triangle. Just like this. And now before my calf gets to his wrist, I stop using my legs and only use my hip. Let's do it one more time in real time. Go for his back, and he gives me the arm. One more time. Alright guys, here we are again. I'm going to show you a different variation from the previous move. Here we are. I go for the arm drag, go for his waist, and he turtles up. I'm gonna start working on his back, but this time he doesn't hug my leg. He just worries about the choke. Here's what I'm gonna do. My right hand that he's controlling, I'm gonna pull his arm, trying to shove it between my legs. And then I wrap it up with my leg, bringing it back. I lock up one more time, and now I get the arm lock just like we did before. Let's do it one more time. One for the arm drag, single. He turtles. I lock him up, and he's defending the choke, but he doesn't go for my leg. I'm gonna use my right hand to push his arm back. Gonna wrap it around with my right leg, locking it and getting the arm lock. Let's do it one more time in real time. Alright guys, here we are again. I'm going to show you a new variation from the arm drag. I'm going to start it up the same way we have been doing it so far. Once he turtles up and I lock my hands together. This time though, the opponent will not go for my leg. So I'm going to open his arm like we have done before to control that arm. But now let's pretend that this guy is very strong and I couldn't straighten out his arm. And I couldn't go for the arm lock. Here's what I'm going to do. My left hand is going to control his left wrist so he cannot defend the choke. And my right hand will go right on his chest. Even if he has his chin down, I'm going to open it up by scooting just like that. Once I get my hand to the shoulder, I take my left hand out and I close the rear naked choke. Let's do it one more time. Once I have his back, I'm going to push his arm and control it with both of my legs. I couldn't finish the arm lock, so my left hand will control his left wrist. I cannot let him use that hand to defend the choke. Now my right hand is free, ready to choke, and he doesn't have any of his hands to stop it. Now even if he has his chin stuck to his chest, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to place the palm of my hand right on his chest, and I'm going to start scooting it under his chin until my hand reaches his shoulder. Now I can lock up the rear naked choke. It is very important when he closes, defends his neck, that hand will go right on his chest, and I'm going to scoot and walk with my hand on a wave-like motion until I can reach his shoulder. His chin needs to get to my elbow. Again, that's the movement that I want to do with my hands, just like a wave. There you have it. Alright guys, here we are again. I'm going to show you a different type of arm drag. Since this time we're going to start already from the ground. gonna be seated down. And I want you to know that I think it's a lot easier to be able to control his arm without having to grab his gi, just due to the fact that it takes longer to be able to control his gi than if I was able to just control his skin with my arm. And now I have enough time to adjust the other grip with the other arm. Here it's very important, you want to try to get as much cloth as possible so this way he's not able to break that grip. Once I have control of that arm with my crossed grip, I'm going to use my left hand on the floor to allow me to scoot my hip. And as I scoot my hip, I want his right hand to go on the floor side by side with my right leg. Just like that. Now, it's very important that my right arm is going to be pushing on top of his arm. This way, he won't be able to move that arm out from there. And that buys me time so I can lock up that arm like we've talked about before. And now I roll getting his back. Let's do it one more time. Started controlling his wrist, got the cross grip, left hand to the floor. As I scoot the hip, I pull his arm. Once his arm is on the floor, all of my weight will shift on top of that arm, so he's not able to get that arm out of the floor. And that buys me time to lock up my grip with the left arm under his arm and the right one over the shoulder. Now, as I'm getting ready to roll, it's very important that I try to go over his right shoulder, not the left. And now I can get the back and the lock as well. Let's do it one more time in real time so you can understand this. From a different angle. Alright guys, here we go again. I'm going to show you a different variation from the arm drag. I started seated down, controlling his wrist. But now, before I can control him, he starts defending by pulling his arm back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scoot my hip to try to close the distance and get as close to him as possible. Already cupping his elbow with my right hand. Now I have a lot more leverage and he doesn't have space to be able to defend. And my left hand immediately goes to the belt behind his back. Now his arm is locked in there. He doesn't have any space to try to bring that elbow back. As you can see, he has no space. I have my right arm and my left arm keeping it tight. Now as I lean back, my left hook will lift him up as high off the floor as I can. All I have to do is twist him in the air, getting his back, already sliding my right arm over his shoulder and the other one under his arm. Again, I control his wrist. As he pulls, I close the distance, scooting the hip, already cupping his triceps. Now it's harder for him to be able to move that arm, especially because I already lock with my left hand going to his belt. He has no space. Now as I lean my back towards the floor, I'm going to lift him up with my left hook. Already twisting him in the air, placing the hooks, and as you can see, my right arm slides over his shoulder and the other one under his armpits. Let me show it to you in real time now. Grab, lift, get his back. One more time. Alright guys, here we are again. Now I'm gonna show you guys a counter. He's gonna try to arm drag me, and I'm gonna counter his arm drag with another arm drag. Here's how it's gonna look like. The opponent is on his back, seated down. As he goes for the arm drag, before he can actually get to my back, I have my left hand on the floor, and my right hand is going to cup his triceps. As he tries to knee down, coming to my back, my left leg goes under and I pull his arm. And now I have his back. Let's do it once again. As he goes for the arm drag, I put my hand on the floor and the opposite one goes right to his triceps. Before he can lock my back, I lift up my leg and throw it out underneath me, arm dragging him one more time. And now I go for his back. I'm going to show it to you one more time in real time so you can understand. And I get his back. From a different angle. I like my hands together and I put the hooks. Alright guys, here we are again. I'm going to show you a new position now. But in this particular one, I want to explain a problem that you might face as you're doing the arm drag. Want to make sure that you're aware of anything that might happen, so this way, if it does happen, you already know what to do. This way you're confident with the arm drag. So here's what we're going to do. Many times as I'm trying to do the arm drag, I already have my feet inside of his knees, and as I control his arm and as I try to pull the arm, instead of him letting the arm go across my body, he already fences it under my leg. If I wait too much, he's going to start lifting up that leg and he's going to start making it difficult for me. He's going to start attacking and trying to pass my guard, and I don't want that. That's why as soon as I control his arm and he fences that arm under my leg, as soon as I feel that, I need to put my left hand on the floor and scoot my hip as fast as possible. And I'm also going to use my right hand pulling his arm. So I place my left hand on the floor, scoot my hip, and pull his arm at the same time. He cannot move that arm at all. He needs to stay between my legs and not anywhere else. So I scoot, controlling his arm between my legs just like that. And now I can go up to my knees and I start working on the back, locking my hands together like we've talked about before. Let's do it one more time, but from a different angle. As I go for his arm, he swims his arm under my leg. Notice how my arm is as deep as possible on his biceps, and I scoot my hip as far away as possible with my elbow on the floor. My left hand will go under his armpit and my knees go to the floor, locking my hands together, which is extremely important and necessary so I can get his back. I pretty much already have his back at this point, but in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu you need to have your hooks in his legs to be able to get your points. So I still need to get the hooks. Let's do it one more time in real time now. One more time. Alright guys, here we are again. Gonna show you a new variation from the arm drag. This particular one, gonna show you another problem that you might face when doing the arm drag. Here we are with my feet underneath, and as I try to start the arm drag, he's gonna defend by using the momentum of me leaning back by trying to put his right foot on the floor. Just like that. That's gonna make it more difficult for me to do anything. So here's what we're gonna do. I want to control that right leg that he placed on the floor, bring it up to my shoulder, now looking for the X guard one more time. All I have to do is place my left hook in front of his thigh over my first hook. And again, he might be either on his knee or standing up, and we're going to know enough sweeps to be able to sweep him regardless of where he goes. Let's do it one more time. I started the arm drag. As I pull him, he puts his leg on the floor and pushes me back. I'm going to bring that leg up to my shoulder. I keep control of his arm, and my left hook will go above the opposite hook. And here we are back in the X guard. He can either stay on his knees or stand back up again. It's very important that you understand, guys, that it's okay to flow from one position to the other. This is a perfect example going from the arm drag into the X guard. It's important to be able to flow from one move to the other, so this way we're able to submit the opponent and always be in control. Let's do it one more time in real time. Control his leg, place the hooks. One more time. I hug his leg and place the hooks.
Alright, today I want to show you guys back attack because it's been one of my favorite moves, and obviously one of my favorite moves because I have used the most. And when I say use the most, like I have used the most against my opponents, is the move that I feel like they have the hardest time to defend. And the back attack came so handy because it's such a big part of your body. The same way how you can defend your arm, you can defend your ankle, you can defend like your chin. Sometimes to defend your whole back is really hard because it's a big part of your body. So I feel like if you pay attention, many times the back is going to be exposed. As long as you have a good seat belt, you're always going to have a good back attack. And it's a move that you can do with the gi and no gi.